So, there's some more news coming out about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I don't really think this is actually good news, to be honest with you. This is news that I don't think anyone wants to hear, although the game has a huge amount of controversy surrounding it already. You may already know through Twitter and stuff like that. There's been countless people calling out because of a black guy being in the game. I'm not going to get really into it because you can look into that pretty much anywhere. It was a big controversy. It lasted quite a while on Twitter. It caused a fair bit of racism too. But yeah, it just caused a bunch, and I mean a bunch of problems that could have been easily solved. However, that's beside the problem. Apparently there's more news surrounding this game, and it doesn't look incredible. Ubisoft has reportedly cancelled all press previews of Assassin's Creed Shadows until further notice. The entire Tokyo Game Show presentation scheduled for this Thursday has also been cancelled. Now, I don't know why they're doing it yet. We still haven't had an official statement as of yet. Earlier today, Ubisoft cancelled its online appearance at Tokyo Game Show due to various circumstances. However, Inside Gaming has learned that Ubisoft has also cancelled its previews of Assassin's Creed Shadows. According to various sources, the Assassin's Creed Shadow press previews were scheduled to take place next week. An embargo date for previews would be announced then. So they've even cancelled the press previews as well. This is not a good look. At the time of writing, the game still has a scheduled release of 12th of November. However, the recent announcement may suggest the game might be delayed. Insider Gaming reached out to Ubisoft for comment, but as of yet has not had a reply on the cancellation of the previews, but did not offer to comment on the cancellation of the game show earlier today. Ubisoft announced in a statement about Tokyo Game Show, we regret to inform you, due to the circumstances, we decided to cancel our online presentation in Tokyo Game Show, which was scheduled to start 3 p.m. on September the 26th, statement reads. So yeah, it's a bit annoying this. Now, what are the reasons for this? We don't know. However, I think Ubisoft have actually gave a explanation now. As I'm reading this, I've just found it. So yeah, about an hour ago, Ubisoft put out on the Assassin's Creed Twitter page a statement. Assassin's Creed Shadows will now release 14th of February 2025. Dear players, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a dream project for us. Finally bringing the series to feudal Japan with many features developed with our community in mind, such as parkour and the renewed stealth brought to you by new technology, all set in a beautiful and immersive world. This is an ambitious addition to the franchise, a rich experience that will be lived through the eyes of two unique protagonists, but we realize that we need some more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features. As such, we made a decision to postpone the release date to February the 14th. The game will release as a brand range of platforms, including Steam, launch. Additionally, pre-orders will be refunded, and all future pre-orders will be granted the first expansion for free. Okay, that's pretty cool. I respect that. We understand this decision may come at disappointing news, especially for those who've been waiting patiently for the Assassin's Creed inspired by feudal Japan, but we sincerely believe that this is the best interest of the game and ultimately your experience as a player. Rest assured, we are looking forward to the moment you will embark on the memorable adventures with Neo and Yazuku. Until then, we thank you for ongoing support. So that's the statement they decided to put out. Apparently they need to polish it. Now, obviously, people are probably happy because of this, because let's be honest, it's not really looking good for them. I know with all that controversy, they had a hell of a lot of controversy, Ubisoft, with this game at the beginning of the year. And I'm sure that hit. I think they even had to put a statement out because of the controversy with the game. I don't know if I can find that statement, but yeah, they had to put out a full statement, which was crazy to see. Now, I guess this is a project looked like they've been working on for a while, and they're really passionate about it. Again, it does look cool. It does look cool. A lot of people say it looks more like like a Assassin's Creed inspired Ghost of Tsushima, which yeah, I can kind of see it there. A lot of people do say it's better. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima is obviously going to be a better game. Let's not deny ourselves there. With that one, however, it's obvious that they're passionate about the project and they want to continue the project on. And I'm not really shitting on them. Like, we'll see how this game turns out. Again, I feel like Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft in general, the games have kind of gotten, very repetitive. It feels like the only thing that Ubisoft can actually do within gaming is just repeat the same thing. And it mainly comes down to Far Cry. Now, this is obviously a completely different thing, but Far Cry 5, after Far Cry 3, all Far Cries were basically the same game. Far Cry 4 was just the same game. I think it was in Nepal, that. And it kind of just felt like they were all the same game or had the same characteristics of the game, which in my opinion was pretty annoying, and I was kind of getting bored of seeing it. You know, I was like, oh, do we really have to see more shit like this? I don't want to see, more repetitiveness. And Assassin's Creed has kind of followed that same route, and unfortunately, they've followed the same demise that a lot of people have kind of wondered what is being going on about Assassin's Creed. Now, I haven't been a big player of Assassin's Creed for a very long time now, maybe since the early days of Assassin's Creed. I do remember it used to have multiplayer, and that's not long after that. They started to add, Helix credits, was it called? If I remember correctly. They were the credits you could use to get stuff early and stuff like that. A lot of people, that caused a fair bit of controversy. It was this was when the rise of loot boxes were becoming a thing, and a lot of people just did not like that. They did not like the news of loot boxes actually becoming a thing in the game, and it kind of caused a bit of controversy within the community. But yeah, I feel like Far Cry is a good example of Ubisoft's repetitiveness. Now, again, I'm not saying Far Cry 6 is a bad game. Visually it looks beautiful, but it's it's not. It's more, you just have to clear out these outposts in the road and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of it can be repetitive. And no, don't be wrong, I don't mind clearing out outposts. Have a few outposts clear out, but when there's 50,000 outposts, make some all right. If you're gonna do it like that, if you're gonna have multiple outposts in a game, you've got to clear out of enemies. Okay, then, do it like this. Why don't you make it different every time? Make it different so the player's got a difference. I think, again, I absolutely love the way Far Cry is going with a lot of this stuff. I do. I love it. And again, it's cool to see. I think they had Assassin's Creed Mirage, which was released, I think I was in Baghdad. Although, it's very weird to me. I think, is Assassin's Creed going to be a yearly release? We haven't even got Splinter Cell. Where's Splinter Cell, Ubisoft? I feel like that game, they've just said, fuck it, and they've just abandoned Splinter Cell to begin with. Are they ever going to look at Splinter Cell and be like, I think the last Splinter Cell was 2013 or something like that, wasn't it? That's a long time ago, man. That's the same time as GTA 5 came out, That's a long-ass time ago, Ubisoft. I mean, Ubisoft are probably the biggest powerhouses within the gaming industry because the company releases a hell of a lot of games a year. In the early 2000s or the 2010s, or the noughties that they call them. Ubisoft were on an absolute win streak with releasing games. They were releasing, I don't know, like it confused me. They were releasing games after games after games after games. They were a powerhouse, and they still are a powerhouse when it comes to releasing games. They could release 3 games in a year and act like they're done by different studios. You know? It's kind of magnificent. I got to give Ubisoft respect for that. Obviously, they've not really been in, like with Rainbow Six Siege, they've caused a lot of controversy with that, just with how it's been playing. And again, that's probably one of their biggest games, their biggest franchise, the Tom Clancy franchise. Obviously, they have Division. Now, Division is a pretty fun game. I actually like Division. A lot of people think it's repetitive, and to be quite honest with you, it is quite repetitive. The gameplay is very out there. You know, the enemies have sponge. Like, it takes a long time to kill enemies and stuff like that. In all honestness, though, I do think games like Division and stuff. Division is huge. It's like a huge city. If you've got the time, please play Division 1 because it is a beautifully made game. They absolutely cracked the code when they did that. They made an absolute beautiful game with it, and I'm very happy that they've done something like this. You know, it's passionate about the project. They've been passionate about it, which I absolutely adore. I think what they've done is absolutely incredible. And I genuinely think that if they want to continue with their passion, they need to try and, move along. Move along with stuff. Obviously, we don't want it to turn into diversity and stuff like that. I don't mind diversity. Yeah, you want a game that's diverse, but if that's the only thing you actually care about, then you maybe just want to find a different game. But again, I do think Ubisoft, they're coming a long way. They are. They're coming an incredible amount of way these days. And I love the passion they have. They have with the game, and they have with everything, and that's a beautiful passion to have. However, I just really wish Ubisoft would start taking a little bit more consideration and start realizing, oh shit, we need to actually make games that are good again. Why don't you go on that power train you were in the early days of gaming on the 360 and the PS3? You were absolutely fucking hammering it. They were hammering it like crazy. They were on a generational run. They were releasing games that shocked everyone, to be honest with you, because everyone just wanted a good quality game to play. They wanted something to play. They wanted something ready. They wanted some passion to put in a game. But of course, Ubisoft being Ubisoft, they decided to go, oh no, we're not going to do that. We're going to release absolute garbage. And obviously this is the way it's turned out. They've delayed it. Now, I don't exactly know the reason they've delayed it. They haven't fully specified it. They've kind of brushed over like, oh, we've made some decisions to postpone it because, well, we want to enhance more of the experience and stuff like this. I don't know if that's true or it's just more of a cover-up, or they really haven't finished ultimately yet, and they've realised, oh shit, we probably shouldn't have actually done that. I don't know. However, this guy put out a tweet, it's in Japanese. Please spread the word. Assassin's Creed Shadows figures from Ubisoft, a famous Japanese hate criminal company. A figurine of a destroyed Torii Gate has been released. Really? Which is believed to be based on the one-leg Torii Gate that was destroyed in the Nagasaki atomic bombing. I have seen a one-legged Torii other than the one destroyed in American atomic bomb Nagasaki. So apparently it has a destroyed one. Okay, I don't really know much about that, but that's but apparently it's a famous Japanese hate and criminal company. But yeah, there are a lot of things. Yeah, maybe a lot of people. So this is the statement they put out. I can't read that. That's in Japanese. But they put a statement out on Twitter, on the Ubisoft Japan Twitter, to why they actually stopped putting the game out on, or they stopped announcing it at Tokyo Game Show. Is it because a lot of Japanese people just felt really offended with everything that was going on with Ubisoft's game? I don't know. I don't really know what's going on there, to be honest with you. I'm a bit annoyed, to be honest, with Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft are very immature with how they've done things and dealt things, to be honest with you. I hope to God something is done about this, but hey, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's happening with Ubisoft when it releases. It's probably going to be the same fucking Assassin's Creed as we've played. It's kind of lost its aspect of Assassin's Creed. If you played Assassin's Creed Origins and Valhalla, it was more just... it wasn't really an assassin game, was it? It wasn't really had that stealth aspect. Like the older Assassin's Creed, you can jump off a building and land in a fucking hay bale, and you could secretly attack someone and stuff like that. It was more about stealth and being stealthy, because if you didn't be stealthy, you'd get killed pretty easily. And that's kind of the aspect that I loved about it. Obviously, they released Black Flag, which a lot of people did love. I thought it was a brilliant game. They tried to replicate that with Skull and Bones, but failed and lost, I think, $200 million. So, yeah, I guess that was their payback for trying to replicate. It had a lot of better features, don't be wrong, Skull and Bones did, but it didn't do very well, and a lot of people didn't really take on a lot with Skull and Bones, which is not really surprising, to be honest with you, and it's kind of sad how that game died out and obviously lost them more money, which is not going to help Ubisoft in the long run, because Ubisoft now are going to make more shitty and repetitive games because they want to make quick money. I guess that's why they release the shitty and repetitive games, because they're the ones that seem to make the money for them. But yeah, Assassin's Creed, again, it lost its assassin. I don't know what you should call it. Just call it Creed. Then again, that would be copyright probably with the boxing franchise, movie franchise. So I don't really know, to be honest with you. I think Assassin's Creed it lost its sort of meaning quite a long time ago, to be honest with you. And I don't know if I'll ever gain that trust back with Assassin's Creed players. But I don't know. That's really all I have to say about this. It's a shitty thing. But I guess if I'm hearing from some people that some Japanese people at the game show may be offended with it. But again, I don't actually know. They've cancelled all press previews, so game journalists can't even actually have this as well. So it looks like something major must be going on. If you cancel a press preview, the journalist previews and stuff like that of the game, there must be something pretty big going on. So I guess we'll have to really see what actually comes of this. Obviously, they gave their statement, but you know what statements are like. They normally bullshit a little bit to actually perform in their favour. But again, this type of stuff, you hear it and it's like, oh, well, it's Ubisoft has, messed up again. But hey, we'll have to see. Then again, this game will probably end up being 50% off in like 5 months' time, because it seems what Ubisoft actually do. Maybe it's smart what they do, but like I think it was a few games they've released. Ubisoft always put their games on sale. I don't know why. Is it because no one buys them? I don't know. But they're always putting their games on sale. Ubisoft, a hell of a lot. And yeah, it's one of them things. I think, I hope anyway. I hope Ubisoft get out of this, and I hope Ubisoft come to their senses and realise that they may have just offended quite a lot of Japanese people as well. But hey, we don't know. We don't know the moral of the story. It did say that, well, it was written in Japanese, but that guy did say that they've released a figurine of like from a hate Japanese company. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens and when it gets released. But yeah, it looks like they actually may have pissed off a fair amount of Japanese people as well, which is not a good look, especially if your game is supposed to sort of embrace the culture and tradition of Japanese culture and Japanese country. So yeah, not a good look in my eyes. And to be quite honest with you, I definitely think they should learn their lesson from this, and hopefully they do.